Well, when I was first informed I was a recipient, I was in a bit of a disbelief because, especially in Asia and in Singapore, where it's if you're not doing anything like in Asian pop or K-pop, it's hard to win any awards or get any recognition at all. So this is a big surprise to me. I can't really comment about whether it's small or not for the popular music genre, but in terms of film scoring and film music, yes, it definitely is too small, like both in terms of budget and the scope. In terms of scope, Singapore is the film industry in Singapore is relatively young, and although we have a lot of talents in Singapore, if I've never branched out, there wouldn't have been a chance for me to work on some of the more interesting, the more epic documentaries that I've worked on, which I really enjoyed. And in terms of budget, well, we know the Asian budgets, right? My music has been broadcasted, has been traveled to many places, and even to some places that I never knew existed. And I actually found that out when I received like a royalty check from Compass, and I was like, where's this place? I think the key to continuously improve yourself and advance yourself as a composer, or in any fact any artist, any art form, is never to be satisfied with yourself. It might sound cruel and hard, but I think that's, at the end of the day, if you're not satisfied, then you will learn to improve and you will want to improve. I started off my music career writing pop music, but after a while I got a bit bored with it. It's not that it's not interesting, it's just me, because I with pop music, you're always, especially for the Chinese pop, there's this formula of chords and structure that you use, and once in a while they break out of it. But when it comes to non-popular music, like film scoring or classical stuff, there's so much more that you can explore with, which is why I broke out into doing non-popular music stuff. And it's always a challenge for me to try to write something that is non-conventional and yet make it really easy on the ears of the public and general public, and not abstract, and yeah. I find that a big challenge, and it's always fun.
When I got the letter, I was actually in my bedroom, and I thought it was the regular invitation to the annual event. But when I opened it and I read that I had actually received the Artistic Excellence Award, I was kind of shocked, and then of course pleasantly surprised, and I of course jumped for joy, and I was kind of bouncing on my bed as well. I've been in the industry for at least 31 years and going strong, and really there's a real stepping stone came when I went to the army, and I was in MDC, Music and Drama Company, and from there, when I came out in 1981, we joined the talent time, and of course my group won in 1982, and so that was when I believe I officially turned professional. I guess most people remember me best for is Count on Me Singapore. However, to many different people, actually, I'm remembered for various things, like the most recent song that I wrote for National Environment Agency, Let's Make Our World the Most Beautiful Home. That really made some waves on YouTube, and so much so that Warner Music did a collaboration with me on that song itself. Of course, to my closer friends, they walk into Takashimaya every day and they curse me because my voice is still on the air singing the theme song. So things like that, but still I think I'm best remembered for Count on Me Singapore. I don't really have a favorite composition because every song that I've written has given me wonderful memories of the time, the place, the people, the experience, and the feelings that I've had, you know. And as I was putting all my songs together or listening to some of them again, yeah, I really, you know, I realized that it's a milestone in my life, every song. Do I ever feel like giving up in my career? I think all of us at one point of time, yes, you know, certainly. But I've learned this lesson. You know, we always think that the grass is greener on the other side, but I say that the grass is green where you water it. So make every effort, and I've never regretted that. Well, to everyone out there, there's always an entry level, a maturing level, and then a giving level. So stay passionate, keep the joy in the journey, keep humble. So to everyone out there, one more last advice: drink lots of water, exercise, and make sure you try and sleep properly, okay? Or else look like that.
When I first received this letter from campus to inform me about winning this Artistic Excellence Award, I was very, very happy, and I didn't expect, it wasn't something that I thought about, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I've been working with different people, especially in the education, so I have taught many students over the past 25 years. And as a composer, I've been composing since 1980s, and this is the first important recognition for me as a composer from an important association such as Campus. The main genre of my music composition would have to be choral music, because over the years when Singapore choirs go overseas to compete, they were required to sing a local composition from Singapore, and I've been asked by many choral directors to compose especially for this competition. So I also like to take this opportunity to thank these people. They are Nelson Quay, Jennifer Tam, and many others. The reason why I've chosen writing for choir, mainly for choir, is because of the demand. There's a demand for local choral music written by Singaporean composer, especially for competition outside in Europe and in other part of the world. So that's the main reason I have composed for the choir. But I also write actively for band, symphonic band and wind ensemble, as well as orchestra music. Inspiration for my compositions comes from daily life, from anything from relationship with family members, with friends, or from any story that I read about, or any happenings in the world. Anything in life triggers an imagination, and most of my compositions get its inspiration from daily life. If I were to give an advice to a young person, I would say that if you have a dream and you have the passion for that dream, you go for it, and the reward is always very big, but there's a lot of hard work from here till there. But if you are in this, you should try your best to keep it going, and one day you will succeed.
Okay, when I first received the letter, I opened it up. I thought it was another letter from Compass, but I was quite surprised when I saw it was an Artistic Excellence Award. So and I received the award. So I had to go and check out what this whole award was all about, and I realized that it's about a contribution to the music industry. And yeah, I was surprised, and I'm also very thankful that I received this award. So thank you, everyone. I started playing music at the age of 5. I grew up in a musical family. I have 2 elder brothers who are musicians. My late dad is a musician himself. I think the first 15 years of my life was more focused on the Indian music industry. And after the army, I decided that I wanted to pursue music as a career. So the only way to go further was get into the other industry. So I got into the English industry. Then I came into the Malay industry, collaborating with Malay artists, and then I've collaborated with the Chinese artists during concerts and recordings. So I guess I contributed. I mean, I somehow managed to be in part of the whole music industry, as a musician, as a performer. I mean, that's how I look at myself. So my role in the industry was asked to do session recording for them and to perform in concerts. I performed with a few Taiwanese artists like Jackie Cheng and David Tao and Wang Li Hom, and I performed in Malay industry like Ramli Sarip and Ming Bai Zura and a few recordings for Sheila Majid. Of course, in the industry, I've worked with people like great Jeremy Montero, and Dick Lee and Sidney Tan, and yeah. So in the English industry, Chinese industry, everything. As much as I could make music and be part of music, because that's what I love to do. I took it as a career. I promised myself that I want to do music. So here I am. I believe music is a universal language, like everyone would believe in. But then being an Indian, growing up in an Indian culture, of course I understand the music much more than anything else. So I still love to get back into the Indian music industry and to do more, for the industry itself, because that's where my roots are. I mean, I've never faced such incidents that I would want to give up music, but I've got two passions in my life, because as a family, growing up, music was not just part of what we do. The family used to run a food business. So I grew up making prata for like almost 25 years of my life. So that's part of my trade, and that's what I love to do. I love cooking. So I've always had this thought that maybe I just want to, one day might go back into cooking and do something, but I'll not give up music. It's never going to give up music.
Okay, this is real. I felt that it comes at the right time, because this year I'm actually celebrating my 25 years in the music industry. Obviously, we didn't think too much. I mean, back then it was just being pulled by classmates, okay, to join songwriting competition. I don't even know that I'm actually sending my composition for Xin Yao. The second time when I took part in Xin Yao again, I received the Best Song Award, and that started my music career. Even when I started off with Xin Yao, I wrote English songs. My first song when I start to sing was in English. And even the second year when I joined Xin Yao, I received the Best Song Award. It was also an English number. And in fact, not many people know that I'm very Western skilled, because I started to sing all those Mandarin songs by Dr. Liang Wenfu, which is very Oriental during that time, and so people sort of like position me in that way, and I was being positioned and recognized with the very Oriental style, kind of Mandarin Xin Yao singer. Back then, there's a lot of struggles. Yeah, although we don't have many chances, we were given chances, and you just have to take it or leave it. So I took it, and I just have to adapt to it, I must say. So 25 years is actually, I don't consider a long journey, but a lot of things happens to me, throughout the music journey, and I'm very grateful and thankful to be at this stage, and also much happier person at this stage. What pushed me through for all these years, I think, is the love and the passion and the persistence of doing it, because there is really times that you really want to give up. My inspiration comes from any part of my life. Like, it can be in the toilet, halfway when I'm showering, and even when I'm walking on the street or when I'm watching a movie. So I guess for a musician, he got to have passion for life. Now, being in the industry is, I personally actually find that it's even more difficult nowadays because it's much more competitive with the social medias and all that. But always do it with your heart.
当我第一次得知自己得到这个奖项，我想当然是开心的。从事音乐这么多年，也没有想过自己想要得什么奖项啊之类的东西，只是觉得很努力的一直在做音乐，奖项等于是一个 bonus。哪一首歌是自己最满意的？我想可以说让我自己本身比较印象深刻的、很印象深刻的创作过程，我想就是《等你等到我心痛》这首歌。那时候是自己在一个书局里面就看一些散文集或者一些小说，就看到有一句话，就是你知不知道我等你等得很心痛？然后在想这句话，等你等到心痛是蛮好的，我自己很喜欢。那有一天，那个只是歌词的部分嘛，有一天在学那个旋律。是我去马来西亚海钓的时候，就是钓鱼的时候，我就想到这个旋律，所以那首歌是很奥妙的，它是在钓鱼的时候写，然后刚巧的，这首歌的歌名叫《等你等到我心痛》。不过那天我是钓到很多鱼啊。我想在很多可能现在有我们过去在创作的时候，其实我本身是听了很多不同的音乐类型。我觉得每个音乐人在进行创作的时候，他需要有很多音乐的元素，所以我们音乐的类别是很重要。我们要听不同类型的音乐，来去吸取很多不同音乐类型的元素，来使到你可以创作出更多不同 style 的音乐，丰富了自己的音乐的这个范围，而不是局限在某一种框框里头。所以我想多听歌。多去参考别人的作品，这个是很重要的。
Well, my first reaction to receiving the award was a wow, a big wow, and it was quite a pleasant surprise. And whoever that has nominated me must have seen something in what I have done. But I'm truly humble for receiving the award because up to today I still do not know what I have done right. I have been involved in classical music, singing or playing the piano since I was in my kindergarten. My first solo debut was when I was in the kindergarten, and after that I didn't seem to have stopped up to today. Up to date, I wouldn't tell you how old I am. Up to date, I have been involved in solo singing as an opera singer, classical singing, music through movement, teaching, mentoring, adjudicating quite a bit in Southeast Asia and Asia, and conducting workshops and clinics also in Asia. When I was in the States, where I lived quite a big part of my life, I was an opera teacher. I performed with the Austin Lyric Opera, Singapore Lyric Opera. I also performed in Hong Kong, many parts of places in the world. I am very inspired when I get a chance to be free on stage. When I sense the freedom to perform and to express myself, I felt very inspired and it makes me sing better. But when I walk into my teaching studios, working with my students, it's not how many awards my students have won or how well they sing every day in and out. It's when I saw a reaction from my students like, oh, or ah, that's right. When they feel good or make a change in the way they sing, that's the time where I felt very inspired. The life of an artist is a long road. It's just like a share market. You rise and you fall. And when you rise, enjoy the ride. And when you fall, just stay where you are and keep working and don't lose your confidence because the next ride will come right after. And I could say that this award that's given to me is a push. It's like a rising upward. And it made me feel like I have to go on because of this award to continue to strive.
When I was informed, I think there was a mild shock, and I was just wondering.